Biden says Putin committing genocide?
Here's a summary of the article.
President Biden on Tuesday appeared to accuse Russian President Vladimir Putin of committing genocide in Ukraine, an escalation of his administration's rhetoric on Russia. Biden made the remark when discussing recent efforts to address higher gas prices caused by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. "I'm doing everything within my power by executive orders to bring down the price and address the Putin price hike," he told an audience in Menlo, Iowa. "Your family budget, your ability to fill up your tank, none of it should hinge on whether a dictator declares war and commits genocide half a world away," Biden said. The View hosts grill former Trump aide Farah for politicizing the virus lawyer, debt trial likely to become mudslinging soap opera. The Biden administration has accused Putin of committing war crimes in Ukraine but has stopped short of deeming civilian killings genocide, a term that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has used. Biden's comments come days after Russian missiles struck a train station in Ukraine, killing over 50 people.
This post received a score of 44,000, with an upvote ratio of 90%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
It is clear. And I don't know why genocide is in quotes in the title. From the attacks on civilians and the stealing of Ukrainian children, it's within the UN's definition of genocide. It's plain as day, and Putin is doing it anyway. He won't stop until he is stopped, because everything in the last half a century from his point of view says the West doesn't have the balls to stop him.
Don't the quotes simply indicate that that is in fact exactly what Biden said? Basically showing that they aren't paraphrasing him but instead directly quoting him?
Yes indeedy. An understandable misunderstanding, though, since it can also be used to indicate that a word or phrase has been used incorrectly and is being used as written rather than by accident. In this case it's sort of a microquote of a single word.
In journalism those sorts of scare quotes will usually be accompanied by "sick" for clarity.
You sure about that? I did some Googling. A head of state calling it genocide is extremely significant. The prevention of genocide is an obligation erga omnes under international law, meaning countries are obliged to act collectively to prevent it. A statement of a head of state binds the state under ill. Edit. I was still at work, so couldn't answer questions, but generally, this does not necessarily mean any escalation if the United States asserts that its current actions are performed in part to prevent that genocide. The exact content of what must be done to prevent genocide as per the obligation remains uncertain to my knowledge. For why that is and why such a declaration is important, see this comment. His caveat that his lawyers will decide is potentially significant to the international law of unilateral declaration and may mean that he has not made such a declaration in the first place.
Pretty sure that's the justification to keep sending billions in aid. Thankfully, I don't feel like this is an escalation to the current approach.
Yeah. Biden has been very clear and very consistent that the U.S. is not sending troops into Ukraine to fight against Russian soldiers.
Greater than your family budget, your ability to fill up your tank, none of it should hinge on whether a dictator declares war and commits genocide half a world away, Biden said.
Also, it would be nice not to be murdered and raped by savage invaders, added every Ukrainian.
It's almost as though these are two independent thoughts.
It is, by definition of UN Convention, o. killing members of the group, b. causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group, c. deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part, d. imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group, e. forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. Edit. Added article continuation with intent explanation. PS. Unable to do proper formatting, sorry.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.